So I got asked the question, do you paint from inspiration or by subject? And it's a great question, especially with abstract because it can be anything. And for me, it tends to be more inspiration. I tend to get inspired and then want to take what I feel from that inspiration and put it into some sort of a painting, whether it be non-representational abstract or something that, in my opinion, is more landscape-ish, horizon-like. And this is what I've been working on currently. Now, I've been really diving into the desert motif here and trying to capture that mood of the change in season, the cloudy desert days, the grays, those beautiful gray clouds with the browns and the beiges, and in some cases we have gold and sand. And so my inspiration comes from that. I'm not a representational artist. I don't paint things, so I generally am not inspired by things. I'm inspired by moods and vibes and emotion, and what do you want to feel when you look at a piece of art? What do I want to feel when I look at a piece of art? How can I help create a vibe in my room, whatever room that is, and use a painting to bring that to life? So that's what I'm trying to do here with these. And this one is almost done. I'll come back and evaluate once the paint has really dried tomorrow. And I've started a few of these. And so what usually happens for me is I'll start one, and then I always have several going at a time because one is drying. And so to not overpaint it, I'll begin another set of paintings in the same color palette. And then usually that works up to be a series. Now, what I started to do here is get my original thought of what I was trying to capture mood-wise here. And then of course it always progresses. And in this case, I want to go more minimalist. And so that's my challenge to me with these next ones. And now they are not nearly done at all. This is just a couple of layers of paint on there, but I really like the direction it's going in for me. And remember, if you're the one who's painting, you're the one who has to love it. That's how it lands with you. And if it lands with you, it's gonna hit with other people too. They're gonna feel what you are trying to capture. And with these up here, so I'm just trying to get even moodier with less and bring in texture with just the paint. And that's not always easy to do because sometimes we put on thick layers. Sometimes I want to make the layers kind of rough, like there's almost a sand in them. And all of that is going to add some sophistication. And that's how I bring my mood together based on my inspiration, which is generally something I'm trying to capture. So I do go hiking a lot here, and that's where I get a lot of my inspiration from, my environment, and being out in those, especially this time of year, the clouds, once it cools down, the clouds come out and we get these beautiful gray clouds. They're all different variations. And then sometimes the sun pokes through in such a way where you can't see it, but you can feel that glowing from behind the clouds, and it lights them up just enough to really make the sky glow. And then that reflects back on the earth. And so it's really a phenomenal thing to experience if you ever come out here in Vegas. And that's what I'm trying to capture with all of these. and I'm keeping it really simple and just giving just enough contrast right now. And then I'll go back in and I'll put some details, but not too much. I really want these minimal. And we'll see where that goes. So when you are painting, consider what it is that you want to feel when you look at that painting. Is it going to make you want to sit in a chair with a cup of coffee and just stare at it, like you can get lost in it? That's sort of what I go for. Whether it's a different mood, it may not be this type of mood, but there's always something I'm trying to capture. And that's tied to me and what I see as important and what I want to communicate through my art. And that's also going to work with whatever you want to communicate with your art. So take your time, get to know what really inspires you. It may not be what inspires me. We're all unique people, so we all have different inspirations. So take that time to really sit with it and feel, and then it will come out through practice in your art.